today. I'm going to be talking about something that I really thought about after the last episode of the amazing digital circus. So, I always thought it was weird that Kane can feel emotions like a human, right? But I never really thought anything of it until the last episode. Isn't it weird to anybody else that he can lose his shit? Like, he can actively rage to the point where he starts defending himself. Like, I always thought it was weird, but after last episode, that weirdness was heightened for me. How can he defend himself when he's just an AI, right? And that's the thing, right? That's where I'm at with this show right now, is that I'm confused. Because if he really was just an AI, he would not be losing his shit at the circus members. He would just go with whatever they say and not fight back. But the fact that he does says something to me. And I'm going to get into that. So there's going to be multiple theories in this video, that kind of accumulate into one giant theory. So, first off, um, Kane is not an AI, right? He's only partially AI. And I'll get into that in a bit. But the main theory, the main idea for this video is the theory that this is all a digital afterlife. Now, why do I think this? Well, Kane specifically calls himself God. And Kane feels way too human to just be an AI that is in a program. Like, I think this is a program, but I genuinely think that Circus is meant to be some way an afterlife. Maybe before a death, maybe before one of the circus members died, they slapped um the headset on them, maybe as an experiment. I don't It's hard to know the reason why, but the theory is going off of the idea that the circus members are all dead or greatly injured, and that's why they can't take off the headset. Because if they did, then they would obviously die. Almost as if well, that was just bullshit. Anyway, almost as if the headset is a life support. Now, to back up the idea that this is an afterlife, let's think about what has happened throughout the entire show. We keep getting imagery of Gangle being hit by a car, right? And it's hard to survive that. And assuming that the circus members are meant to be the same height as they were when they were human, we can assume that Gangle is around 5 foot, maybe 5'2". Her getting hit by a car would 100% be fatal. if we can assume that their body weight and their size is contributing to the circus and is like supposed to be a, you know what I'm trying to say? Um so yeah, going off of that, that is probably what happened. She got hit by a car and is greatly injured. They slapped the headset on them and were like maybe testing out new technology as like a afterlife in some way. Another way is Agatha or Ragatha, sorry. Ragatha in her imagery has been shown to that her mom killed her. We can right? We can see with her greatest fear that her mom at a dinner table is like laughing at her, making her feel worthless, and then throwing knives at her. So maybe the mother greatly damaged her, and then her family went to save Ragatha, and then in a secret sequence, what am I talking about? In secret, the people who kind of choreographed this entire thing secretly experimented on them and yeah, secretly experimented on them, and now they're all stuck in this digital circus. It could also be an Amanda the Adventurer type thing where it's not them having a headset, it's more of a thing where it's like a chamber, kind of like Amanda the Adventurer, where they're like stuck in a vat and like or hooked up to a bunch of wires and stuff, and that's keeping them alive. I think Pomni is the only one out of the circus members that are just who just put on a headset and then went on about their day. That's my assumption. Because she's the only one, I think, that felt her face to see if the headset was still there. If I'm remembering correctly. So that's an interesting little tidbit. Jax has multiple imagery of him driving down the road and oh, look at the little guy. Sorry. Multiple imagery of him driving down a road and then we see in his fear that his skin's being peeled back. Now, this could be how he died. Not that his skin was getting peeled back. I think maybe the people were doing surgery on him after the car crash. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Um, maybe the people were doing surgery on him after the car crash and they were losing him, and then, you know, in a last Hail Mary, they decided to put him in the chamber I'm just going to call it the chamber, to keep him alive, and then that's how he became that. And then also, depending on the answer and the reveal of why Jax is the way he is, perhaps Jax has some type of brain damage from the car crash, so then that causes him to be a jackass to everybody. Zubul, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Zubul scares me. Not because I'm scared of her specifically. Her story. The fact that she can take apart and put herself back together kind of makes me worried that she was like dismembered or she lost her limbs in a situation and that's how she died. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's multiple reasons why Zubul is built the way that they are. One, because obviously it's a play on gender dysphoria or whatever, like obviously feeling like you don't know which gender you are. But it's also how they died, sorry. It's also how they died. Maybe they got dismembered or lost their limbs in some way, and that was slowly killing them, and then and then the people slapped on a headset or um, cryo chamber or whatever, and then preserved them or something. I don't know, man. Second theory, and this is the last theory. Kinger is well, we know that Kinger has been in the circus longer than the rest of them. And we also know that Kinger used to be a developer of the game. The question is, why wasn't Kane able to kill Kinger? Like, Kane can abstract people from what we know. So why doesn't he just abstract Kinger? Wouldn't that make his job a lot easier? Wouldn't that make his job a lot easier to get rid of Kinger rather than just making it to where his eyes are in the dark? Like, he can only see the truth in the dark? That's just confusing to me. Like, why wouldn't he just kill them? Well, what if Kane can't kill him? What? Because since we know Kinger is a developer, what if he has a secret headset or something that is an AI assistant, right? Focus on Kinger's design. First off, he's a king. Second, his robe is purple. From what we know, from context clues at least, Abel was blue colored. And Cain greatly damaged Abel, right? He greatly damaged Abel. Maybe he didn't kill him per se, but he damaged Abel and then with headset, and then that's when the employee that would be Kinger comes in and puts on the AI assisted headset, and yeah, assuming that they are AI. I assume that they're at least partially AI. I think Cain and Abel are partially AI, not entirely AI. Okay, so the purple imagery makes me think that that shows that Abel was greatly damaged by Cain, and Cain has an effect on Abel that is causing it to haywire, causing Abel's AI to haywire in Kinger's headset, right? Not to mention, if you really look at it, look at Kinger's design. He has the same color scheme and almost wood texture that all of the NPCs that Cain creates have. That can't be a coincidence, right? So I'm wondering if Cain was also human, but with a AI assisted headset. Because it makes no sense that Cain, who is built to serve humans, can feel so much emotion to the point where he's calling people spoiled. Like, makes no sense to me. If he's really just an AI, then he wouldn't be able to feel these emotions, calling the circus members spoiled. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird to me. So I'm wondering if Cain and Kinger are Cain and Abel, and they're both AI assisted, and that's where the AI part comes in. Especially when Cain calls himself a god, an AI wouldn't do that. An AI would recognize that he isn't God, that he's just there to assist. ChatGPT call themselves God for a video, a really old concept for a video before AI really got bad. But no, but AI cannot call themselves God. It's literally against their programming. Obviously, this is a fictional cartoon, but with all cartoons, we have to take some parts of reality and insert them into the logic of our media. I mean, that's what game theory has done for years and years. So, it's not exactly a strange concept. You know what I mean? Sorry? Anyway, so yeah, that's my theory. I just, I don't know, man. I just think that there's so much evidence to support my theory. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys agree with this theory, disagree. If you do, let me know in the comments why or why not. But yeah, that is my theory on the Amazing Digital Circus being an afterlife. But yeah,